All in, baby. This is even bigger than Iridia. I can't even fit in the frame. We're gonna be hanging out. We're gonna be unboxing an all in for The Elder Scrolls. This, to my knowledge, hi, hey, hi everyone. There we go. This, to my knowledge, is everything. It's everything in here. Absolutely everything from The Elder Scrolls, Chip Theory Games. This is not from Chip Theory Games. This is not a review copy. This was sent to me by a very lovely, lovely patron who's also a chip theory strategist. It is specifically not a review copy, and that's why it's going to be better than everybody else's review copies, because we're getting absolutely everything. If you've been curious about what goes into all the extras that Chip Theory throws into their campaigns, well, this is the unboxing to watch. So let's just get into it, because we have a lot of stuff. But again, huge shout out to Mr. Shamalama Ding Dong. Thank you, Andrew, so much for sending it my way. You're a very nice man. And no thank you to Chip Theory Games when we asked, hey, can we just split the shipping from one going to one place and one going to the other place in what would be very easy to move it from one truck to another truck? And they said no, so I'm holding you personally responsible for all the import fees and taxes that I had. Now, one, I don't get a sword. Two, you did give me this? You're lucky your games are good. Let's get into it. This is a big, can't show you that, that's my address. Let's open the box here. I mean, I do kind of give my address out willy-nilly, to be fair, but let's maintain some sense of decorum. What's on top? Ooh. This is a premium dice tray. Sweet. You know, I don't own anything dice tray. There you are. Hi. Oh, hey there. Hi. How's it going? I don't own any dice trays, but more or less a premium one. Although everything Chip Theory produces is premium, and I think that'll be great to keep everything on the table, since I don't have a board game table either. See if this, I'll be the judge if it's really premium. Oh, that's a big dice tray. Dang. What? Why aren't you snapping in? Are you too premium to snap in? It's just, what's going on? We're gonna try a different snap first. Am I really that inept? There we go. I mean, I'm inept, but I'm not that inept, right? Okay, moment of truth. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I've always just been fine rolling my dice on the table like a heathen, but now I don't have to. This right here is the only thing that you really don't need. These are the premium health chips. I'll probably just get rid of these, honestly. No, everybody in my Discord are obsessed with Chip Theory Games premium health chips. They're just heavier versions of the health chips for the extra clinky clanky feel. Cool. What's this? The Blacksmith pack. Give your copy of Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era a premium upgrade with the Blacksmith pack, which replaces your game's character mat pegs. Oh, okay. First player chip and round counter dice with hefty metal versions. Okay. I guess we'll just go through these one at a time. Ooh, girl, that's hefty. Ooh! I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. What is this, the initiative die? Oh, the round counter. Man, when they go all out, they go all out. Oh, and then these are the little pegs for your character stats. I know that. Impressed. Impressed. It's just, I mean, it's just metal and plastic, right? They're just gonna slam it full. Okay, we're gonna take this off. I don't know what's in this top portion. Oh, this is the Deluxe Adventurer's Inventory. Okay. Whoa, cool. So I think people in my Discord were talking about this as well. This is where you can kind of put your inventory and cycle through it, right? You've got your initial stats. Oh, which is to the, that's sticking? No, yeah, it's not supposed to stick. You put your initial character and your skill tree, and then you go through any of the inventory stuff that you get. You can slide in and out of here so that you can cycle through to decide what inventory you're going to use and what inventory you're going to eat and what inventory you're going to throw away. Cool. I don't even know why this little circle is still there. You're not gonna see me, you're just gonna see a big box. Should I take this out? Should I put myself? I'm gonna put myself more on the table. I'm gonna put this on the ground as we go through all the extras. Cool. That's better. Much better. So you're gonna get 4 of these in the Deluxe Inventory pack as well. if you're playing with 4 people. We won't eat the silica gel in either case, in any case. But yeah, just for flipping through, it's a nice, real nice texture. Real nice texture, cool format. Great, I'll definitely use these. And I'm excited because people already were using them who have started playing this game. Some of my patrons who have received it already, and they were saying that they were enjoying using it. So instead of like Seventh Continent, where there was a book that I got, because I got an all-in sort of thing when I got it off of, got a great deal on the all-in. I'll sit down. Let's get comfortable, because we're gonna be a while. And I never used it. I found it actually more frustrating to use. I am inspired and excited by the people who are already playing this game, and they say that these are usable and cool. So that's sweet. All right. Next up from the top, I see just the game, which looks like a friggin' brick. Oh, no, I don't. This is the art book, I think, which has a friggin' the raised sigil. Wow, this is heavy. Now, if these pages aren't metal, Chip Theory, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna not be impressed by you. Wrapped in plastic, because of course it has to be. Wow. That's probably, I've seen a few art books. I've never been a huge fan of art books. This is honestly what often stops me from getting all-ins or for contemplating all-ins, is that they always throw in the art book. Welcome to the art and lore book for the first volume of gameplay content for the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era. This book can be used as a supplement to the interconnected quest stories in the game and its expansions, as well as a showcase of the incredible art of Anthony Letourneau, Federico Pompili, and Johan Boissonnet. The art in this book has been split up by type, with important lore elements woven throughout. Use this book to get an up-close look at your favorite pieces of character, or simply enjoy a guided trip through the world of Tamriel and our game. Cool. Lore. The years... Okay, so it actually provides, like, a story. That's sweet. The Eyes of the Queen. Then we have the heroes. Cool, there are 10 cultures, and it's going to talk about the cultures. Okay. Alright, that's kind of cool. I like that it isn't just an art book, right? Like, I like that there's actually, like, lore. You can treat it as, like, your role-playing... a role-playing buff that'll help me choose my character. Ooh, cool. Yeah, I really like this. That's cool. Normally I don't like art books, so that's well played. Okay, there's the wood elves. We're gonna get through. Then quest characters and creatures. Though any being in Tamriel may have an important part to play in the tumult of the Second Era, there are some individuals who have become deeply entangled in Deslandra's web, whether they know it or not, whether knowingly or not. Anyone thinking of intervening in her plan to separate the world from Aetherius should be on the lookout for these formidable characters. Some may be your allies, others your enemies, but none are to be trifled with. Cool. And then we have the different versions. Oh, the Lich. Deslandra. By Deslandra's hand. Delving deep. And you can see all the characters a little bit more up close. They're going to be on the chips themselves when you pull them out. And then you have the potential allies, some enemies. Cool. I'm less interested in here, again, because they're giving less lore, right? If each one of these things had a little breakdown, like if you were in the video game and you saw the breakdown of each one, like the giant snake. But this is kind of a cool thing. Oh, and there's a little bookmark to keep your page going, so you can reference things. These are pretty cool drawings, though. I do like them. And just a ton of enemies as we scroll through. And then we get to the items and relics. Okay. Cool. So if you want to just get focus in. So they're just blowing up any of the pictures that we're going to see earlier on. But it's kind of a cool coffee table book or something like that. Yeah. This does get me somewhat stoked. Kind of fun to look through and see all the different items. The Crawdad Quiche. Very well made book, sure, and different glyphs as well. My favorite part is definitely the breaking down of the different classes, which I assume is going to be on the cards now that I think about it. So probably don't need it. But that is really neat. And this right here too is a really solid, cool cover. So there's our art book that we're gonna look at. Next up, I like that they have all of the stuff. We have deluxe draw bags because your original draw bags weren't enough. We needed to go with the deluxe version. In chip theory, there's always a deluxe version. I suppose I'll just incorporate these deluxe draw bags right away. I know what is nice is that with the draw bags, they can stay standing on the table. So these are for your 10 point and your 20 baddies, and then your 1 and your 5. And we'll have to compare the two when they come out. So when the other ones come out, when we get to it in the unboxing, we will compare those two as well. That's this round. That was on the top. And then finally, I mean, there can't possibly be more stuff, right? We have the Elder Scrolls, the Valenwood expansion. It's a smaller, thinner thing, which will have some additional content. And then we just have a big bad boy. Oh, and also the playmat as well. I think we're supposed to get a playmat, but it wasn't sent. It was sent in multiple shipments as well. Honestly, a thumbs down to Chip Theory for their shipping and their shipment. Andrew had this as like, yeah, really, I'm 0 for 3. They were missing content for like the last 3 things that he had. Like Alphamachus was missing things, had to be sent again. But we are here, and you can see the size of it here as well. Man, oh man, this is a heavy box. I think that's it. Is that it? That's it. That's what was in the box. So we got the dice tray, premium health chips, art book, upgraded bags, playmat, and then these I think were even an add-on too. I kind of expected more for an all-in. I'll have to check the campaign page. Maybe I'll do that now and see. Yeah, we're gonna view this original campaign. This game pledge was $195. The all-in bundle was like doubled it, right? So $230, so it added in $170 of extra stuff. Is that, from a value standpoint, worth it? We could limited art and lore bag, Thieves Trove, item and relic add-on. So the Blacksmith pack, the battle mat, which we don't have, and then this Thieves Trove items. They decided to unlock it to every level for free. Okay, so that was in the base pledge. So we really just added on these premium health chips, the art and lore book, the deluxe draw bag, the Blacksmith pack. I think the Blacksmith pack is like the coolest one of all those things. Dice tray and the battle mat. Although the battle mat did look cool when I saw it. I think Alex did an unboxing for like a prototype, whatever. And he got the battle mat, and he was like, he threw away the piece of paper that said, read this piece of paper first. There was a misprint. The battle map was printed with the same thing on both sides. And he spent like 10 minutes talking about, why does this have the same picture on both sides? Which I thought was very funny. Okay, what's the cost for each one of these things? Premium health chips, right, is expensive, $35. Lore book was $45 for this big old book. Battle mat, I know, was expensive. Yeah, it was $60. Dice tray, $18. Is that a good price for a dice tray? I don't know. Seems like a nice one. Blacksmith pack was the one where it was at. Oh, maybe the Blacksmith pack was added in as well. Oh yeah, it was. That was a stretch goal. Look at that. So the best things were the stretch goals, essentially. And then also Valenwood being added in is legit. All right, let's keep going. But I just wanted to look at that for your own reference too. If you were thinking like, because I know when pledging for these things, we'll look at the Valenwood contents at the end. When pledging for this sort of stuff, it's easy to get swept up in this trash off the table. It's easy to get swept up in the hype, in the feeling like you need everything, right? Upselling yourself and really upselling yourself. And then when we look at like the all-in terms of what additional stuff you got for that basically $170. Is that worth the $170? Might you purchase something else instead, like a retail copy of Voidfall, some might say. I wonder if there's going to be this lift right here on the side when we close the box at the end of it, or if it's just like the initial stuff. I don't know. I was told that Valenwood should fit in the main box. Who told me that? Probably my imagination. But let's check this. I want to push in on. Okay, shaboom, shaboom. Greetings, adventurer. Hi. If you're reading this, you're about to embark on a life-changing experience. Wow, bold claims there, Chip Theory. To aid you and your party on beginning this epic journey, we've provided the most trustworthy and stalwart companion, Dized. You can jump into the adventure immediately. Dice will walk you through your first quest step by step, during which you will learn all that you need for your adventure. Dice will continue to help you and your party by providing any necessary information as you seek to continue your journey. We highly recommend taking advantage of this free magical companion app. Happy adventuring. I'm definitely going to use the Diced. There is a tutorial in here as well, which I have heard from multiple people is bad. Plus, I learned through Iridia that I hate tutorials, and so I think I'm not gonna like that. So I'm not gonna do the tutorial, but I am gonna use Dice. The only other time I used Dice was for the Night Cage, and I think Dice got a bad break there because there was nothing that could have saved the Night Cage. So here we go. There's a nice handy pack your box, how to repack your box situation, which is great. Deluxe adventure inventories are staggered and replace foam. Boom. Okay, that's good to remove layer 3 foam block to fit your deluxe chip bags. All right, top-down reference, layer 4, layer 3, layer 2, layer 1. This is helpful. This is very good. And we're gonna see, I guess we'll replace the premium health chips too when we get there. Man, those are heavy. Ooh, let's open this up. Yeah, let's look at these maps. So essentially how Elder Scrolls works, and I am excited about this because I know how to play. I've played this game before. I played the demo, and so I'm interested to see how it has evolved. You're going to get these 6, they're double-sided. You're going to play through a 3-part campaign where you will explore the land. You will have your own little adventure party token, and you will move certain spaces, and you can land at certain spaces. Wherever you land, you can interact with whatever's there. You might find battles, you might go to shops, you might do whatever. You generally have a certain number of days to get to the end of the land and fight the final boss, wherever that may be. So we've got these 6 maps, which is sweet. Western Skyrim. These seem a lot more robust. I'm trying to remember which one I looked at. I think it was the Black Marsh. That was the original one. I think the Black Marsh was what I did the demo on. But I don't recognize all these little star symbols. So that's new from the demo for me. So that's neat. Pick a place to organize these things to take them out. All right, next we have the battle maps. So in standard chip theory form, everything is sweet, sweet neoprene, as you will pull this out mostly for your basic skirmishes. You will do it on this simple map, very Too Many Bones like. And then what was, I think, the coolest part about this is the dungeon delve, where you will delve. These aren't double-sided because they will be face down in a stack. You'll have like a stack of these, and it'll be like, okay, now flip up one of those, and you'll assemble this dungeon as you go through. This is my favorite mode of the game as it kind of goes and expands outwards. So I think that's pretty neat. And here it's storing all of them in a somewhat storable fashion. There's some room for some cards under here. I don't know what those cards are for, but we'll probably get to it in a bit. I might just leave these loose, to be honest, because it doesn't feel like you have to store them in this, and it feels like this just takes up a lot of the table. But maybe we'll see if there's a reason for storing it like that or not as we go through, right? Just having all those out feels a bit wild, and you can probably like reduce the space in the box a bit. I don't know. Then we have the Elder Scrolls, the tutorial guide. This is the tutorial that it'll walk you on, so it's essentially garbage. No. We have this big old enemy skills and reference, which again, everything is packaged in the plastic because the references are made, if you're familiar with Too Many Bones, they're made of the same PVC plastic. Nice reference card. I like that this is, I mean, it's a pretty small text, you know? So we got to get a lot of keywords on there as we go through. Cool, nice. Put those with our map stuff. Then we have the actual rule book, which we will work our way through. This giant friggin' manual. Again, Diced is going to be hugely relevant. For this will help you with corner cases. I'll probably try to read through that a little bit before, but I like going in blind because I like knowing how the Diced are going to sit down, essentially. And then we have these booklets of campaigns, right? These are where you will interact with, if you're playing in the Eastern and Western Skyrim and you interact with a thing, you will turn to that page and you will then interact with either that scenario or that town location. And so we should have 3 of these, I feel. Well, we should have 1 for each So Eastern Western Skyrim, High Rock. Wow. Wow. Tons of stuff to interact with. Cyrodiil, the Black Marsh, and then Morrowind as well. Cool. That's a lot. Jeez. Them's a lot of pages. Look at that. That's going to keep you busy for a long, long while. They said this foam has been removed. This is where you would store the premium bags, I guess. Snappable dice tray fits here, so maybe that's a snappable dice tray that fits into this foam, or maybe it's just foam. Here we've got all the cards, I assume. Let's look at the cards. Where's my knife? Oh, there we have the stacks of cards. These look like sort of generic dividers, a little bit higher than the rest. What are these stacks of cards looking like? I see Morrowind down here, so it's probably, oh, I see this for items. We'll get that for items, we'll get that for, these are for chests. These are for items that you can purchase. These are for, oh, the delving cards. So we also have this card tray, which I'm not quite sure what goes in here, but there are symbols at the bottom. So it's like baddie cards, porch cards. These are the OG pegs, which are pathetic compared to the Blacksmith pack. Interesting. Okay. I'm not going to open up these cards just yet because I want to figure out what they do first. And I'm sure somebody out there who knows has already written it in the comments. Maybe I will find it over the course of this video, but I trust that you got my back. Put the cards back for now. And then we have, oh, cool. So these are the characters, the character sheets, the character stuff where you can save your turn, and you can save it in a way where you can keep your dice locked in between rounds and stuff. So you can have this as your own character tray. Neat. I do love a good storage solution, save storage solution. I also like that these don't have tape on them. If they were friggin' come on, there'd be tape on. Nice. And so I probably would just play this and just keep this out in case you need to save it. You just plop the lid back on, put it in, no problem. Here, essentially, what's cool about Elder Scrolls is you're going to have these 4 different stats and these 4 different stats. It'll be like your health, your stamina, etc. And over the course of the campaign, you can increase these from either left to right, but you're going to max out one at the cost of another. So if I build this stat up to 4, that means this stat can only be built up to 2 dice. And so it's that balance back and forth, which I think is pretty neat. So I really like this. I like that this sort of snaps in very easily. These 4 characters that you can play as, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody can save their characters, which is great because you know you're just playing this solo or with 2, right? But it's nice to have these 4 for those of you who are playing at 4 players. Cool. And then finally we get to the bottom of the box. Oh, we've got these pathetic bags. Disgusting. Honestly, these are very nice. These are very nice quality, but I do appreciate that the deluxe bags will stand on their own. I think that is nice to just have on the table, so I appreciate that. These are really nice quality though. Honestly, the normal bags feel nicer than the deluxe. The deluxe feel normal, and the normal bags feel like smooth and velvety. And I think that's because you need this to have more structure on it, so you need to have this to have more weight on it. Whereas these, you can just have them as like really nice bags. I don't know. Again, deluxifications. Do you need them? Do you not? Likely not, but I think the table space of having these will make them beneficial. But you'd probably be fine with these, right? They don't like cancel each other out, but where's my deluxe bag for this one? At least I got a silky smooth one for drawing these tokens out of it. This is layer 1. Honestly, the bottom feels like friggin' stones. Here we have our large card box with your campaign journal inside of it. That's what it's saying. Then we have some token trays, some dice trays, some chip trays, and a foam block. We'll see. Maybe this is for Valenwood stuff, or also maybe this is where premium health chips are going to go. We also have some excess space in this dice tray, which I think is going to be helpful for when you get Valenwood. This is a nice token tray. Let's look at these. The great thing about Chip Theory is that they give you these storage elements. You don't just have to be thrown into a bag like other things. These are nice tokens too. For your, these are for your stats. Right here, we got all the little stat tokens. Feel definitely pretty solid. little mini chips. No real heft to them, but they don't need to have heft. And then these will increase your different, they will block spaces to, I think, represent like your health and stamina and magic. I think that's what these are, but I might be mistaken. I do love an efficient tray though. And then you get all these chips with all your baddies. I'm gonna open, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open the Valenwood right now because I'm interested to see what's in there and how I can incorporate it into this box while we have it out. I feel like that's potentially the best option of things to do. Oh. Guess we'll open these cards first because I imagine that these will be the classes and the races. Yeah, cool. I mean, the benefit of chip theory games is you never have to, oh man, never have to put sleeves on them because you got all the cards right here. So we have two things here. We have the Dark Elf and then Dark Elf. Once per battle during your turn, recover any 4 skill dice from your cooldown track. Replace each with light fatigue. It's the same. It's the keyword dynamic. 42322, 42322. So it just gives you some alternate art, multiple alternate art. Oh, that's cool. 2 copies, so you can run with 2 Dark Elves in the party. I like that they give you multiple copies, so you can do 2 of each. There's the Argonians and the Argonians. Let's put the Eye Elf and the Nords that are going to come up. Eye Elves. Cool. So we have our Dark Elves, our Argonians. Played as an Argonian, I think, in the tutorial that I did. When you would be dealt damage, prevent all of that damage. Then you have the Nords. Once per battle when performing an engage in certain stance, add 1 enemy combat die to your engage, plus an additional enemy combat die for each axe in your inventory. Cool, so they're good with weapons. The High Elves, you can heal people once per battle. Wood Elves, you can give stealth to people. There's our 2 Wood Elves. The Bretons, they're more variable with their items. This guy with his frost hand seems pretty cool. The Imperials, you are like the Argonians, but you gain tenacity in that. That's neat. The Red Guard, removing fatigue. That's good because there's a cooldown track essentially in this game. A lot of these dice are nothing. They take up slots in your cooldown track. That when you refresh things every round, you are sometimes refreshing nothing. If you have expended stuff that gives you too many stamina dice. And so that's a good way of having a cooldown, having a super powerful spell, which then fills up your refresh where you won't be refreshing things. So it's an interesting thing to balance. We got 2 Orcs, gain over fatigue to take an immediate extra turn. Wow. And then we have the Khajiit, which are the sneakies. Once per battle, you may automatically succeed a lockpick check without rolling any dice. Then move up to 5 hexes. That's pretty good. So for sure, we're going to get more classes in Valenwood. I think I remember that. Then we also get all of these are different. These are like, so that's your class and then your type. So you can be the healer. And then each side also has an upgraded side as well to give you different abilities, which is neat. Healer, Scout, Archer, Sorcerer, Acrobat, cool. When you kill an enemy, you can move, that's neat. When you do a side quest, you heal up to full. You don't have to go back to town. Necromancer, yes. We're playing as if at least 1 enemy took damage during your engage, place 1 HP chip here, max 6. This is your necrosis stack. Good thing I got those premium health chips, you know? Now that could be a necrosis stack. And then your abilities are relating to your stack. That's cool. You can help people re-roll because you sing. Love me, say that you love me, fool me, go on and fool me. Just re-roll. Spell Sword. Drain an available level 1 skill die. Trigger the effect of its star sign. Don't know what that means yet, but that's fine. This one's all about stealth, Nightblade, Pilgrim. Oh, cool. This is interacting in a town. I like stuff that does things outside of battle that feels fun. Templar, you can heal yourself. Warden, after a companion is defeated, heal yourself. After a crab companion, just eat him. Prevent 1 damage for each miss rolled. That's sweet, so this is just too many bones. Misplaying too many bones. And then finally, if you end a battle with 1 HP, you upgrade. All of these have an upgrade trigger as well, which then allows you to flip it over and gives you an assist. There are more undefeated enemies than undefeated party members. Ignore 1 defense on your target. Cool. So you're just like super, super buff. Those are cool. Those are really cool. Those get me stoked. I think all of those are going to be interesting and fun to play with. The best part about chip theory games, really, is when you pick up these and you're not paying attention and they all just like slip out all over the place. And then what these guys do is essentially you plop in like who you are, who is your daddy, and what does he do, that kind of stuff. Right? And then you have your own character. And you're like, okay, I'm this. These are my skills, right? You get to be showing just like, if you want, you just show your yourself right here, your Kaji character, which is kind of fun. I honestly might remove this front page. I guess not. I was gonna say remove that, but just to make the art pop a little bit more, so it's not in the sleeve. I don't know. We'll play around with it. Any of your campaign journal, oh, whack of them. Any of these, which these are all the different skills that you can get. Cool, the Adventurer's Turn reference. Friggin' throw one of these in every binder. That's what that's up. Cool, all the different skill lines that you can get. Yeah, there's 4 Adventurer Turn references. I'm gonna take them out right now. I'm gonna see if they fit. I think that might be what this is for. Slide that in there, no problem. No problem. Boom, Adventurer's Turn reference is right there. Boom, combat, it's right there. Boom, your skills are right there. A lot and a bunch of others. And these will be all your other skills that you're working with and you're twerking with. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I do really like these, that you can have all of your different skills that you can gain in town. I think that's really neat. So I'm gonna keep this box handy because I assume that I will add to it. Oh, I didn't even look at these. Look like they are random encounters or quests. You get a whole whack of them. That's nice. I like the back of this. I wish it told me more what the card trays were for, but it does say this game has been more than a 4-year undertaking for our entire company. So many people have made what you hold in your hands possible, but none more so than our backers. Thank you for your support, your comments, your criticisms, your play testing, and of course, your purchase and purchasing for other people so that they pay the import tax. Chip Theory loves it. Our deepest hope is that this is a game you play and treasure for not just years, but decades to come. Game of this scope and of this level of production could only ever happen through the magic of crowdfunding. That's true. So thank you, backers. May your adventures in Tamriel bring hours and hours of fantastic memories and fun. Lovely. Again, wish it told me what was going to be in those card packs, but you know, we're okay. Let's open this, the Valenwood expansion. I'm excited to see how this gets added. This skinny little thing. This skinny little thing. Whoa. Yeah, Slippery Jim is all over this. Slippery Jim would love to slide around on these play mats. That he would. I will say I'm giving Chip Theory some shade, which I think they deserve it. I mean, like, you couldn't figure out how to split a single order into 2? Come on. I get it, but I mean, come on. This is your strategist who is buying this thing for someone to provide free content for you. But I know that Chip Theory Game, like, eats so many costs. I know that they ate the import and tariffs on this and didn't even like bring it up to their backers. I think they were like, nah, we're not gonna tell you. We're just gonna do it. We're just not gonna like worry about it. All right, here's Valenwood, the contents of Valenwood. We have another pack of cards, which is good, but that'll go somewhere in the main box. We have some additional dice, which we can put into that dice tray. So let's do that now. This is the extra dice tray that we have, so we're just gonna plop these in. It's such a core tenet to their games, eh? These dice trays are awesome for organizing. They really are. When you have so many dice, you really need them. Nice. And I do like that they give some space in their organizers to like clearly prepare that they were going to have these things. And they knew that people would want to just mash it into the main box. Because all that Valenwood does is essentially gives you 3 extra stamina tokens. Maybe we'll keep them onto the side. I'll put those in there just in case they're relevant. These are some additional skills, I think, which... yeah, I'll just plop them in here. Oh, it is a different color green, so that's good. Probably relevant to a skill. There we go. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. We got a new stack of chips. Oh yeah. Then we have what we thought we would have. We got the Ranger and the Arcanist. The Ranger, the Burglar, and the Arcanist. Those are the 3 extra professions, I guess, that we're adding in. We have Novice and Master of each one. Sweet. And then we're adding in also the Light Armor. The Light Armor, the Legerdemain, Illusion. Yeah, so everybody can take one of each. I'm kind of surprised that they don't show you on this what dice you're supposed to take. Like, clearly these are corresponding with the light blue ones, right? And so I guess light blue and light blue. But you think that it would be referenced in some other capacity to make it easier to find. I don't know if that's going to be annoying or not. But like, Illusion is the pink. I guess that's fairly simple or fairly intuitive to get. But you'd think that it would show all the dice faces underneath so that you could cross-reference just as like a little legend. Plop that into the box. Now it's too tall. Oh, now it's too tall. I guess we're gonna have to put some of those adventure cards somewhere else. Take this out, we don't need it anymore. Boom. We have another new Gazetteer because we're gonna be going into Valenwood and you can deal with any of the overland mechanics and go through these things. This is like so, people keep on saying, or would compare this to Too Many Bones 2.0, but like this in terms of an exploratory style of game, so much more robust, right? Like it doesn't even come close, especially with now a new land to explore. I feel like this is important. This just provides, again, it's just another option. I don't think it actually is relevant to the playmat. I think they made it just for fun because I don't think that in the rules there's anything about if there's water on it, like you would place water on the token itself. But we'll just add that to our main area. They just wanted to add something cool. And then finally we have this Valenwood, not double-sided, just a single additional land to explore. So that was $40 essentially if you're purchasing that solo. It's a $40 expansion, which, you know, you get essentially this whole tray of dice. You get these to add to your chips. I'm going to add the premium health chips, I think, into that other one when we pack it up. And you get a whole new land to explore. Which, when you think about it, their gear locks are around $30 each. So $40 for this additional content feels pretty good. And it's very clear that it can fit into the main box. So we don't really have to worry about keeping this other like little skinny mini on the side. And this can just go away. Alrighty. These are like your loot tokens that you're going to be getting. I guess for these, probably should just add them into the main thing. I'm going to check the rulebook for a second to see if they have any tips on first setup. Or maybe that tutorial that I threw away. This might be where it comes into play. There's probably an initial setup guide in here. Let's see. It introduces the components. It tells you what's in that that tray that I was complaining about. Look at me, pulling an Alex Radcliffe. Common and legendary items. I'm interested to see if we can leave these in this tray. Probably not. I'd like to find a way though. Peaceful and Conflict Overland deck, and then see the Delve deck and the Side Quest deck, and then the skill line reference. Oh right, I forgot about that. Everybody has a specific battle form, so you can be in defense mode, in magic mode, in melee mode. Yeah, it's a fun game. And then the Overland phase. Sure, so no real setup or like storage tips and tricks in the tutorial. Probably should be. Oh, you know what? Guys, the game is unplayable. Do you see this? Do you think I should... Now, here's a real question. Do you think I should send this back? I should probably send this back and get a full refund. Or have them send me a whole new box. $400. I should send it back. Send it back. It's unplayable. Can't do it. Unplayable. How to use this book. Yeah, how do I use this book? Nope, just talks about setup. With no pictures. Cool. Cool. All right. Wild West it then. I feel good about that. Cool. So each encounter is going to tell you what types of enemies you put into the bag. So I should leave them separate. But I'm going to organize them based around like level 1. There's 1 and 5 versus, and then 10 and 20. I really like this as a system. The Too Many Bones, you just have them one-sided. Here, double-sided increases the variability of enemies. You can have a smaller version and a more expensive or harder version to take out, which I think is pretty cool. So I do like that. So we'll take our character tokens and we'll put them in the other, these, and the premium health chips. Oh. Look at those. Oh man, I don't know if we're gonna have enough room. I really don't think we're gonna have enough room. I don't think we're gonna have enough room. I think it's gonna fill a whole tray. I think it is meant to replace. So my plan might be hitting a dead end here. We might just have to get rid of these pathetic little baby chips for babies and just replace them with the premium one. Yeah, they're like, why would you ever keep the regular chips in your box when you have the premium chips? This is where I understand the value of the Trove chest, of not having to pull every single thing out of the box every time you play. I can see that being quite daunting to do. Smarten up. There we go. I just had to talk dirty to it. Oh, these pathetic. Look at that. Look, yuck. Yuck. These weigh 2 times as much. And they got cool symbols on them. Oh, am I converted? I'm sorry to tell you, I'm not converted. I still don't think they're worth it. But we'll play with them and we'll see. Pretty satisfying to stack in though. What about that? You ever hear that? You ever hear that clickety clack? With the normal health chips? I think not. Yeah, it certainly doesn't seem like we're gonna have any room. So we're gonna have to have an emptier tray. But that's fine. One tray for health makes a lot of sense. And you know what we'll do? We'll keep this as a spare in the additional one. What I want to do too is I want to have maybe use this as a better way of organizing the 1s and the 5s, the 10s and the 20s. So let's look at the Valenwood minis first, and by minis I mean chips. You do have some level 1s. Level 1, level 1, level 1, level 1. So you have 4 level 1s. Oh, okay, so you have 4 level 1s, and then 4 level 10s and 20s, and then 2 big bad boss. So let's put the 20s, the 1s and the 10s there. We're gonna put the bosses there. We're gonna see if we can split up in 1s and 10s and 5s, and then we're gonna see if we can put in the other one, we'll put the bosses and your character stat. We'll see how that works out. I think we should be able to, and if we need to carry over, we can put the bosses in this one. Actually, let's do that. Put the bosses in one, and then we'll keep the extra non-premium health chips and stuff there. How you all doing? You doing okay? This is a lot. It's late at night, but I am excited to play this game. I guess I'll just talk, you know? I don't need to really talk about what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. The unboxing is just here. They're here to put on in the background. They're here to just chat about what's exciting. What do I remember about this game that I'm excited about? A few things. I really like going into town. I really like throwing everything on the ground. My favorite part. This is the disaster mess that's everywhere on the table. But we're gonna punch in so that we feel better about ourselves. Often punching in doesn't make us feel better about ourselves, but sometimes it does. The Orc Warlord, oh, and the Breton Usurper. So they're not the same on both sides, which might be annoying to find, but we'll see how that plays out in practice. I guess we put the weaker side. I guess we put the name facing up so that they're upside down. Is that the easiest way to organize them? I think so. Anyway, that's something that I like about this game is the skill progression. I like the amount of races that you can be. I think that's going to be pretty fun. I think the dungeon delving, I remember thinking was really cool. I think that's a really cool aspect of it all. Oh, we got more 10s. We got more 10s. Oof. Well, we're already running out of room. Oh, maybe this is it. Maybe it's the number. I wonder if finding those is going to be really annoying. We're going to see. Yeah, I really like the idea of the dungeon delving. That's a pretty sweet part of it. Chip theory stuff in general is, like, tight. I really appreciate enemy chips. The more I play like larger scale games, I appreciate that the enemy's chips are, oh, I do like these. These are cool. These are like your character portraits, and you pick which one is your character. They're very vibrant. And that being said, it's nice that some stats aren't on that because it gives the art a chance to shine. For your orcs and your dark elves, etc. These are cool. I'll show you that. Yeah, like the elves. And as you go through all the different colors for each one, feels pretty sweet. You get the gist. Cool. I like these. I like these character portraits a lot. I like how small a campaign is, right? Like how short a campaign is. I like all these colors too. That's fun. I don't know why I was using the knife the whole time. It's very easy to open this. All those big old scary naughty bad boys and girls. Diving Cliff Racer, the Feral Guardian. These are printed really well. Oh, we just have a filler chip, a first player chip or something. We have your day and your day phase, and then your round tracker as well. We have some more buddies, all these level 1s to go in. Wolf, Bristleback, Scrib, Zombie, Cliff Racer, Skeleton, Nord Bandit, Breton Bandit. Cool. So it nicely planned that all the 1s, all the 10s, the bosses, health chips all fit in one, and then we have this as an extra as well, which is going to have your character pieces. You know what, let's put those in there. I'm putting these because I assume you're going to be putting those out on the map. Here, this is going to be for like your initial draw, and then you're not going to need it anymore, so you can go back into the back box. I was talking, we were chatting and talking, but I guess that's over now. I think this game's going to be pretty cool. I'm not looking forward to the storage. I don't know if there's any wiggle room in the reboxing, right? Like my preference would be we could get some of these and some of these on the bottom, and you just had like your character tray campaign that you're working through. But then again, you're going to work through one. It's only going to be 3 sessions, and then you're going to go and you're going to play a different one, right? Things back and back and back. Even though there's multiple stories that you could do in the same map, you're probably going to play through each map. That's 21 sessions. You play through each map once, right? You'll do that multiple times. So I like the replayability value of it. Ah, I didn't put this first player chip somewhere. This card box. Oh, it does look like there's, you know what? It's like they even planned it. There's room to fit the Valenwood cards in here as well. I'll have to figure out, I'll have to look up the best way to store these. I don't want to open these and get these completely out of order right now, but there are 5 dividers, so I assume I will store them by the 5 booklets that exist, right? These 5 booklets, essentially. And then hopefully we can store some things in this card box. Should we try that now? I don't think we try that now. I think we try that now. No, because you pick a thing and then you put in the active items and whatever. Unless you're supposed to put all the active items in there, you know? I don't hate it. Well, I do hate that. I do hate that. And then what are you going to have on top of these? That's the problem. Nothing really. It's foam. It's foam, and it's the premium bags that are supposed to go there. I'm not going to do it right now. Well, let's keep a couple of these in there when we close it up and we see how that does, right? Because essentially, if these are just hanging out and they're only that much more, and you can just leave them in there like that, that would be great. And then you just have this for the reference. But I think basically when you set up a campaign, you're going to pull out all the items and stuff that you need for that specific area. And so I guess it just depends on if you need all the items, like all the items are interchangeable. I imagine they could be, right? I don't see any issue with that. Yeah, we'll try it out. We'll leave some of these in this pack, in this box, when we pack up. One right here. And then we're going to use some of them in there. And we'll see how that fits. If it fits, it sits. And if it sits, it fits. There's just a ton of dice, right? Like stacks on stacks on stacks. So many dice. Which again, you'll have to just pull out and have as a reference point. And then what am I going to do with these? I don't know. I'll use them for poker chips or something. It's the premium ones. Woof. Figure out how to repack this. That goes on there. That goes on there. Should probably put it like that. Only there's a beautiful top down. Boom, boom. These cards are going to go slotted in here like that. Easy. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Got it. There was a little, just to keep it from crashing into each other. I'm not that fussed about it. Then we put your 4 of these guys right here. Easy to slot in. We put our card saver here with poking up a little bit, which is fine. We'll put our other cards here on their side. And there was another one of these just to stop it from sliding around, which is, you know, also fine. Oh, this is where you plop your bags that you want to use, and then you plop your other premium bags on top like that. 1, 2, which kind of makes it level with that if we do it that way. Then we take all of the this was the round tracker, which I guess is designed to tells you the rounds, and then your day chips are going to slot in there, so that can kind of go in here. Which that is where it is designed to go, but I think I'm going to try to just put it on this slot to assume that I have cards here. Okay, that makes sense. We're going to take these and we're alternating rings. We're going to plop that all right here, giving us so much space there, so much space here, so much space for these cards. That's where it's at. And then we would have this, which would just rest on top, which is essentially what it is doing, which I can cover. Now the only thing is, do we try to fit this in here, right? I know it says you fit it on top. You could fit one here, one of those that you're working with, and just pop that down. And then you put the other, it says alternating, kind of staggered instead of the foam. I would love to put more of them there. More of them on here, that would be a lot nicer. Which, if we took these out, does that help? That's the question. Not really, because these baubles are bobbling, you know? So I think we can leave these here. And we just do one? I don't know. What if we had 2? What if we did 2 like that? Can we fit it under? No, there's kind of a lift. What if we had 2 and we just threw this in willy-nilly without anything? Is that a horrible idea? Right? You'd have to pull them all out, but it's not like it's in a well-organized system to begin with. You're going to have to pull them all out anyway. Just drop them like that. Honestly, I'm kind of inclined to do it this way. You know, just have all of those, stagger them 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just throw everything on top like that. And then cover. Do we get more? Do we get it closed anymore? I think it's still the same amount of closed. I think it's designed to have that lift at the top. I don't know. I don't hate it because I don't really like this. I think it's kind of useless, to be honest. And I think if I could get rid of this, that would be more beneficial to me, because like if there's not a reason for me to have it, you know, I could just cram all the things underneath for the bottom and then close that if we think it structurally it fits better. I think we're going to do it that way. I think we're just going to have this. We're going to have those there. I'm probably going to leave 2 of these out, to be honest, because I doubt I'll play this with more than 2 people. And if I do, I can just go get these in another area. Whatever you can do to sort of streamline your own setup. And then this also might allow me to keep the cards more effectively. Yeah, I don't really like this. I think this is large and unnecessary when, for the flow of the game, right? You're going to mostly have this that you were battling on, and then you only use these when you're going into a delve. So having them like here in different portions, you're just going to grab them and put them in a pile anyway, and you're going to put them face down too. So it's like the flow of the game and the setup of the game is you're going to have to take all these out anyway. So because they're neoprene, you don't need to protect them in a thing of plastic, right? They're not cardboard, they're not going to get damaged. They're literally just playmats. They lie flat for a reason, and they can lie flat for that reason. So I feel very happy with putting those in that way. We'll get our Valenwood and we'll drop these in. And for now, I guess we'll keep these 2 in there. Fits together nicely. I still think there's a little bit of optimizing that we could do. I want to test out the weight of if I have things on top of that, because it doesn't really matter the order in which that's laid down, right? You could put dice trays or whatever on top. And so I think you could do it in a way that you leave that at the bottom of the box without too much problem. Hey, maybe can I put this dice tray on top? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, and the Blacksmith pack, did we put that in there? No. This is the round tracker, the metal dice, which will just drop into there, and the Blacksmith tokens, which will drop into our card organizer right there. Boom, boom. Nice. And then it all fits. Nice and neat. A bit of lift, but you know what? You're not storing this on its side. Oh my God, this is heavy. I don't know where I'm gonna put this. Jeez, man, that's heavy. I feel very happy with this though. I feel happy getting rid of this. Who cares? Maybe I'll hold on to it until I post this video, this specific one, in case there are people who are like, no, you need it. You need it desperately. But I think they're just neoprene mats, and I think it's fine to get rid of them. So that's the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era, which I would normally turn on its side right now, but you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do this. We're gonna do that for the all-in. That's what you get. That's what you get for an all-in. That's $400 US. That's like 600 Canadian dollars. Right here, that's a mind-blowing amount of money. That's so much money. So expensive. And so hopefully, like, this is what I mean in terms of being actively excited when you purchase something, so that when it arrives, like, everything in there, I think to go all in, you should be really excited about everything. You shouldn't go all in because it gives you the appearance of a deal. It saves you $30. You know what it does? It gives you the art book, the lore book, for free, right? It stands on its own though. That's pretty good. We all have a tendency to overspend, and I think it's okay to go all in if you love everything, right? If everything is going to be awesome, super cool. I'm excited about the playmat too. I don't really have many playmats. I have one playmat that I roll out sometimes on this table when we're playing games, or often when I'm filming. I'm thrilled to have experienced this. The top things that I think are great are Blacksmith pack, which was included, I think, to everybody's stretch goal. The additional stuff, which was included as a stretch goal, the Thieves Trove. With the upgraded stuff, I think it goes dice tray, because I don't have a dice tray. So maybe I shouldn't keep this in the box, because it might be nice just to use for other games that have dice. Maybe I should keep it on the shelf. Maybe I should reorganize my space so that I have a storage shelf area. That's potential. Excited about that. Valenwood, I think the new content is always fantastic. The mat, because I don't really have a mat, so you can put neoprene on neoprene. You gotta. I always think the premium health chips are silly, but maybe I will change my tune when I'm playing the campaign and moving things around, and it feels so much more satisfying than me playing it with Chip Theory, playing Too Many Bones rather. The bags, I think the bags will be a quality of life thing because they'll just sit. You know, you can throw them in. You don't have to worry about fiddling with them. I think anything with this length of time that you're going to invest in this game, you want to have that flow. So I could justify the bags maybe the most out of all of the add-on. And then the lore book, it just depends if you like lore books. I think they do a really cool job with the lore and the breakdown of the characters. I would love to see a similar thing, lore breakdown of all the different classes too, like the mage and the burglar, and give you some background about choosing your profession. I think that might be would have been a fun thing to add in here. But yeah, it's as far as art books go, this is the most interested I have been into an art book, because they added that extra like lore flair to it. You can kind of read it and get immersed in the world and the genre. I don't know. I think the play for this was not the all-in. I think the play is just the base game. I think you get so much content in the base game. Don't think you need those 3 extra classes for Valenwood. You know, you're gonna get a lot of content with that base game, and especially for $190 versus like $400 for 50% of the price. If you want to sort of upsell yourself by pretending you're getting a good deal, I think you can be very, very happy with just the base version of this game, because it is so friggin' stuffed with stuff. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a good time. There's a lot of really exciting mechanisms in the Elder Scrolls. I assume I will do a review down the line. You can let me know if you want that out quicker, and I can do my best to play this. I'm trying to get through my shelf of shame, and that's really hard when you have new things that keep arriving. But because I read through a lot of good rule books on the plane for Dice Tower West, and so there are a couple ones that I'm very excited to get. Some that other people have sent me, other other patrons sent me. A patron sent me this game called Shogun no Katana, which I finally read the rulebook for that one for, and it seems like a very fun worker placement. And I do my best on this channel. If like you guys who support the channel want to see something, that's what I want to do, right? If you love something and you want to get that word out to more people, and then I end up loving it too, and I can get the word out to more people, then that's something that like I enjoy doing on the channel as well. So I think obviously the Elder Scrolls was such a huge campaign. This was my #1 anticipated of the year, my #2 anticipated of the year, next to something that I personally backed. Like I remember the tutorial being very interesting. I think this is going to be certainly more interesting than going on a campaign of Too Many Bones. I don't like that I'm comparing it to Too Many Bones, and people will compare it to Too Many Bones. I feel like they're so distinct to me from when I was playing them. It's the same reason I don't like people comparing Lost Ruins of Arnak and Dune Imperium. I think if you do that, you are doing both games a disservice, because I think that they are so much more unique in feel than just like distilling them to one mechanic. This has dice and chips. Okay. You know, I just feel like the campaign element to this is going to be so much more significant. The balancing of your skills is so much more significant. The cooldown aspect is different. Like everything's different. You get a big old page of keywords, so that's where the similarity is. But yeah, let me know. Did you get the Elder Scrolls? Are you thinking about getting it? Let me know if you want to see additional content on this. I like that this feels manageable. I could play through a mini campaign, put it away for a bit. I don't consider this a campaign game, which I think is great. And I'm looking forward to going through the dice tutorial. And maybe if I find that obnoxious and the tutorial itself to be obnoxious, maybe I'll have to do a review to help people get it to the table. Been a busy time, not as many people around to play games recently, so, and I've been away for a bit, so. And it is late at night, so I should probably go to bed. But I wanted to open this today. I got this today. I hung out with my neighbor and not my friend Yuval. We recorded a co-op playthrough of Scythe, which actually was really fun. I almost liked it better than real Scythe. We're going to play through the Rise of Fenris campaign expansion, so it's included as Rise of Fenris mode. But yeah, I'm stoked. I think this game is going to really deliver on the idea of, oh, I think it was second to Iridia, obviously. So Iridia is the thing that I want to like play campaign-wise, and that's why I'm not considering this to be a campaign as well. So we'll see. It's games like these that make me wish I had a game table or had the space for a game table and the ability to leave it out for periods of time, but my space just won't really allow that. Yeah, I don't know. How long did this take? An hour and 45 minutes. I don't know what the timestamps down below are. I'm sure I trimmed some of the fat. So I'm gonna go to bed. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking with me. Sorry I didn't ramble about random things. I just talked about the game and I didn't even talk about it in that many specifics. But if you're interested to see what the composition of it, what an all-in gets you, this is it. This is what it gets you. Some books, some mats, some dice trays, some premium health chips, and that little bit of additional content. I'd like to get this played, but I gotta go to bed. Anyway, thanks for being here. My name's Chris George. I do not have a catchphrase, and I do not have a place to put this in my house. But at least that was like one of my last big boxes to arrive. I think it is. I think maybe if I deal with these big boxes, don't think I'll be receiving anything else that's huge right now. I don't think I've backed any large campaigns. I still need to get Massive Darkness back from Zach though. That space has been filled up. Guess it's time for another purge. That's all that means. See ya, Burn Cycle. And thanks again to Monsieur Shamalama Ding Dong, and no thanks to Chip Theory. For creating the game? Nah, no thanks. Yeah, that plastic tray. Ridiculous. No need. Okay, where's this gonna go?